Indy Mogul.
The worst thing somebody could do is obviously give a line reading.
You know, that's like, oh, say it this way.
Yeah, but you know something?
Like
just,
they give you the inflection and everything.
Yeah,
that's bad.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've always heard that like, I tried, don't ever do that.
Yeah.
I've heard, like, people like, yeah, don't ever do that, it's insulting.
It is, because you're hiring us to do a job, so let me do mine, and I won't tell you how to direct. You know what, I talk about young filmmakers, you're talking about working with actors and stuff like that, and how, you know, people could be reached and everything, and how to work with actors and whatnot. My hat goes off to filmmakers, because especially with school now, you guys are getting taught, like, the young guys are getting, like, taught the business and everything like that, which is cool. I know there's business classes in the film industry and whatnot. And I've noticed that filmmakers are coming out of school, young guys, wearing many different hats. They're directing, they're producing, they're editing, they're doing this, they're coloring, they're sound. And that's great, you know, it's good to know everything. It's so important, especially with low budget indie films, you know. The more hats you can wear, the less money you're gonna be putting out to, you know, to put towards other things. Yeah. But there's a fine line there, and just like we were having a conversation before, you have to know what you're good at and what you're okay at. And you have to be smart enough as a director to know that there's people out there that are better than you in certain areas, and that makes a really good director. You know, if you're an editor or whatever and you know someone that's just a great editor, you know, sometimes it's worth it just to, you know, bring that person on if it costs money or not, because it's all about the project, the bottom line. You know, it's not about the writer, director, producer, editor, blah, 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 you know, it's just about the movie.
Yeah.
You
Not
know?
everybody's Robert Rodriguez, where it's like, I need to do everything. You gotta know your weaknesses.
You do, man. You gotta know it.
That's why Chris shot my movie. I can't make it look as good as he can. You know.
He's a smart guy. This one.
So many people are filmmakers now, or want to be filmmakers.
Everybody's a filmmaker. Everybody's an actor.
Yeah, and generally people, like the younger people coming up, they tend to not have that huge ego about themselves, at least to the degree. Like when I went to film school, there was some crazy ego people.
Oh yeah.
Like so, but it's you just don't want to have too big an ego. That's
true,
that's
man.
the big thing.
Kills everything.
It'll make people around you on set miserable.
Yeah, it ruins things, man. It really does. But I mean, all the outlets nowadays, even like putting stuff on YouTube. Like when I started out, there was YouTube, but I would just go on it to watch some cool fight videos in the ghetto and stuff.
That's back when it was still like the really like blocky video.
Like old school YouTube, yeah.
Stuff.
But now, I mean, the outlets are endless. Like anybody could really just make content, put it up. Everything's so cheap nowadays, you know. Not quality wise, it's just
the equipment and everything.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, you know. And yeah, it's another thing for young filmmakers. Have your end in mind before you start. That's a big thing. You know, for an actor, if somebody contacts me for a movie, you know, the first thing that gets me going is the story, then the script, and everything follows that. You know, then I'll find out who I'm talking to. I'll find out who's DPing. I'll find out who's editing. I'll find all this stuff out. And if everything's honky-dory and rock and roll and stuff, I will ask, you know, what your plans are for the film. Like, what are your plans? And a lot of times I'll hear, well, we're just, you know, we're going to hit the big festivals and see what we can do. If a filmmaker, when I say filmmaker, director, producer, whatever, you know what I mean? Really has a plan. Hopefully if you're at that point, you made a couple short films you could show people, send the distributors what you think, you're an acquisitions guy, and say, hey look, I'm making this feature, would you be interested in seeing it when it's done? This way you can come back to me and say, yeah, so-and-so is interested in watching this when it's done. It's like, okay, cool, you did your work, man.
So you're saying, like, don't just send it to a festival and, like, leave it out in a vacuum, like, oh, hopefully something happens. Like, actively pursue from there. Like, because some people, all you have is to send it to that festival. But you're saying, like, go there. Try and, like, make a push for your movie, like, really believe in it.
Why do it?
Yeah, because some people will just send their movie out to a festival and just be like, well, I'm going to wait now and see. Where it's like, no, it is better. The people who succeed are the ones who tend to go there and really sell their and make sure that it gets seen and that there's attention on it.
Sure, and hopefully, you know, you can attach a producer or somebody in your project that has connections to someone or something. I mean, yeah, it's fun in the beginning and you starting out like a hobby stuff if that's what you want to do. But if you want to make a movie, you want to actually enter this business and work towards making it a career, then why not? Because you're gonna throw 3 years of work down the tube just to have it on your shelf somewhere, just to let it sit. Yeah. You know, and because as an actor, I mean, I don't want to sit on your shelf. I want to make your movie better than what you think it could be. I want to take this role and just give it life, give it all this stuff, so you have something here. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, good luck, man. Go for it. Go do you and get your work out there. You know, something that you put 3-4 years of your life into. Mm-hmm. Get it seen.
Yeah.
You know.
So the project that you're currently working on, what's the title on that one?
The pilot?
Yeah, the pilot.
Dirty Dead Con Men.
Dirty Dead Con Men.
Yeah.
You did an Indiegogo project for that.
We did Indiegogo. Yeah.
What was your goal that you set?
20,000.
And then you met your goal and everything.
Yes, but not through Indiegogo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we raised. I'm pretty sure we raised over 6,000 on Indiegogo.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, people were coming in that want to be involved as executive producers outside of Indiegogo.
Right. What are the like when you set up a project like that? How do you get the word out? What did you guys do to get the word out about your Indiegogo page?
God, dude, it was Facebook, really. I mean, it was a collective of people involved, all the producers and some of the cast and everything, just put the word out because they believe in the project.
Right.
You know, no one's obligated to do anything.
Right.
But for the most part, you know, it's somewhat of I guess it's a passion project. Everyone feels very strongly about it. And everyone was great. Everyone put the word out, and you know, the feelers went out, and it just kind of came back to us.
Nice.
So
yeah, because I'll probably try and do that later this year, but I always think I hope I don't put it up and then like nothing comes through. I hope that the outlets I have, somebody will give money there.
It's all up to the team you have. Before you start, you just set everything up, and you make sure you have like your 5, 6, 7 people collective.
Yeah.
You know, and you look at how many friends or followers, whatever it is, and just add them up and say, okay, if 8% of these guys get $20, then maybe we can make it. You know.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
We will find out.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
What is the project about?
Dirty Dead Con Men is about. It's really a character-driven piece. It's about 2 men, one scamming con artist and one disturbed undercover vice cop who work together to go after people that beat the law. High-end, you know, wealthy individuals that just get away with murder, literally.
Right.
And these guys are both, for lack of better words, they're both extremely f***ed up people, you know, and they have somewhat of a death wish. And this show depicts their life, and they're really walking a fine line in what they do to get what they want.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, are you shooting in such a way that like you can shop? Like, I'm guessing language-wise and everything, you're probably going for anybody, so you can be like HBO. Or something.
Yeah, we're going for it. There's gonna be no limits. I kind of like that too, because anything with
a lot
limits.
of pilots will do. I mean, you look at the Arrested Development pilot; they cursed throughout it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then just when the time came, they bleeped it out.
Right.
And, you know, made every episode after that for what the network they went to.
It's a very dangerous show. It's really a cross between The Shield and has a very noir look, like LA Confidential.
Fucking The Shield, man.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite shows ever. So.
Well, we plan on having a leg up on that. It's just we're gonna push the envelope pretty hard with it.
Very cool.
So.
Before we finish, any stories that were not brought up from the Never Among Friends episode, specifically about Jason, that maybe he doesn't even remember, that you could bring up that makes you laugh?
Yeah.
Okay.
He remembers it though. It's just one of those funny memories you got from the movie thing. You know, there's this one scene where we're sitting outside City Hall in Freehold. I think it's where shot.
Yeah, went down by the municipal complex there.
Yeah, and Jason wanted to be in it, so I was sitting there reading a newspaper, and Jason was sitting next to me eating an apple. Well, I happened to find Jason. He's very funny, man. He's very funny, and I could barely get through that scene just watching him eat the apple because he's a crack up, man. You know, that's one of the good memories. He remembers it. I'm pretty sure he does. If I brought up the apple scene, and you know, I just couldn't get through that scene with him.
When he showed me the director's cut, he was very proud of that scene. He was like, look, you see this? Oh, I got my moment in there.
Yeah, he's a trip, man. But like I said, that's just all those good old memories, you know. But yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Kevin.
Thank you for having me, and good luck to all the young filmmakers out there, guys. Do your thing.
On the playlist today, we have a short film Kevin starred in called The Birth and Death of a Day, a trailer for a film he starred in recently called Blue Collar Boys, and an acting panel he took part in for the Northwest Ohio Independent Film Festival. Don't forget to check out part 1 of this interview if you missed it, and this past Monday's episode of Indie News. See you all on Monday with our list of great Cyber Monday deals.